like shows like this because nobody bothers me, but Andrew made me do a show. Oh my God, there he is. Hi, Desert Rose. Barco is cool. First, a bit late. Hello, hi, Desert Rose. Hello again, Rose. Nice to see you. God, for the sake of this force, you humans want to see God as a person, as human thinking. Oh, so you're saying God should not be viewed as an anthropomorphic figure sitting on high taking notes, Andrew, or do you have another view of God? He also says Bible's a business model, as are all books about God. A force wants no money. It just created you like the nerd who cloned the sheep. Okay, good point. The movie Birdman sucks, by the way. I have not seen Birdman. I can't wait to see American Sniper. No spoilers. Don't give me a spoiler in the chat, please. They needed a movie like American Sniper, something like that. I don't know all the details about it. I just know that that particular occupation is a unique one, and people like Michael Moore's. Let me go ahead and just be honest with you guys, and we'll get back to the thank yous in a minute. Michael Moore is probably going to be killed, and I mean that in the most literal sense you can. You don't call snipers cowards. Do you know what happens to a sniper when they get caught? And they do get caught. All right, let me ask you this. Say you're on a battlefield. Enemies got snipers. You see guys left and right getting picked off one by one by one. Their heads are exploding. The whole watermelon thing. These are people you talk to, you know their families. You catch that sniper. What are you going to do to him? He was helping his side. He created nervousness in the ranks. He literally, man by man, was picking off the enemy. He was doing his job. Okay, for his side. Now you've got him in your captivity. What are you going to do to him? You're probably going to treat him pretty special, right? Because he was the boogeyman. Snipers are equally as, if not more, ballsy than anybody that fights on the front line because they know what will happen to them if they're caught, and they still do what they do. So you just think about that. Pay attention to Rose. Okay, I'll pay attention to Desert Rose. What's up, Desert Rose? Have I missed something? Did I miss a memo somewhere? I was listening to Guy's show earlier. Guy did 3 shows. I listened to 2.5 of them. And then Andrew came in on the 3rd one I was listening to and started commenting and made me do this show. I don't know if I can really entertain you guys too much because every time you thank somebody or you're positive about something, which is something I'm going to talk about in a minute, about this show's going to change a little direction, everybody calls you sucking a dick. Oh, you're not. You said something nice about Debbie Daly. You're sucking Debbie Daly's dick. No, I'm not. I just don't dislike anybody. The only person I really dislike on Spreaker is the retard, I'm not even going to mention his name, that just stays stoned the whole time, yelling about people that he hates. I can't believe that sells. There's a good measure of where we are, humans. That sells. He's got followers. The fuck out of here. I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. I hope that fat prick finds a way. I'd like to just see him once offer solutions instead of pointing out the problem, screaming about them, and then smoking another joint, because that'll fix it. That's what I'd like to see. And I'm not against pot. If you like pot and it's legal, go do your thing. Smoke until you're fucking stupid in the head. And that's what he does. And I think it pacifies him. I think he's learning disabled. And the excessive amounts of marijuana that he smokes puts him in a place where he's not so ashamed of himself. And that's good. That's good for a human mind. No need to be in misery all the time. I felt guilty for picking on him today on Twitter. I felt like I kicked a retarded kid in the face. It just felt, after I got done with it, I was like, wow. I feel like I was Mike Tyson fighting Pee Wee Herman. What did I do? Let me go back, and I literally said this on Twitter. I'm going back up to my own intellectual weight class now. You go read. Yeah, I feel bad. Because he's not capable of, I don't know. He doesn't have the ability to understand anything, so. He has the ability to pick a target and yell at him. Kind of like Bill O'Reilly does. All I want to hear is solutions, folks. You can be as mad as you want about somebody and scream your head off about them, but instead of telling me what all they're doing wrong, tell me what you would do to fix it. Tell me what you would do to fix it. And then I know that you're not just out searching for victims, you're actually concerned about the problem. That gives me a lot of respect for you right there. You don't have to pay attention to me. I'm paying attention to you, Desert Rose, and I'm curious about we spoke about a certain medical procedure not long ago, and I'm curious if that has taken any turns. If you would share, Kevin, taken any turns as far as the scheduling and what you're going to do, and how important is this procedure? Because I believe you said you'd be laid up for a while. As she types our responses there and the chat room continues to flow, I will let me find a picture that's where do you guys get your images from? I'm getting a sore throat. This is very bad. It's coming on quick, so I probably won't be on but another half hour if that. Free images, no copyright. Let's see. And half the results that come up will be a way to dick you or a bunch of adware and spyware, so you got to be careful. There is one that I like. Morgue File's good. I don't see the one I really liked here. Anyway, we'll go to Morgue File. Because I need to find an image that shows thank you for this show. And we're going to get on to our next person, Wes Johnson. Who knows Wes Johnson? Do you know Wes Johnson? I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a proper introduction to Wes Johnson. And I'm going to do that right now.
On Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead. All the truth you can handle, running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth on Tap.
That's Wes Johnson, announcer for the Washington Capitals, arena announcer. He's also the voice of various video game characters, including the Daedric Prince of Madness, Sheogorath, and the Elder Scrolls series. Awesome work. He's been in movies. Look him up. He's on IMDb. He's got his own site, Wes, not West, wesjohnson.com. This is one of the few humans in the world that can sound good while screaming. And he's done a couple of voiceovers for me, and you have to understand this. Since I was a little itty-bitty boy, I was a Capitals fan. And once Wes showed up on the scene a while back, he did for announcing in a PA sense what no other person had been able to do for the Caps, and it was just electrifying. And I always, you have these fantasies. Like, I wish I could have played hockey as a kid and grown up and come through the ranks and maybe gotten into the NHL and played for the Caps. That would have been awesome. That's my team. And so I said, Wes, I'm doing this radio show. What if you yelled out my name like you would yell out someone who just scored at one of the Caps? And he did it. And I was like, holy shit, I can have my hockey fantasy now. And I do. Every time I hear it, I'm like, I just scored. Hat trick. Yep. He's been, and we talk a lot, not talk. We talk through Facebook. And, just on and off. It's not like we're buddy-buddy. It's just that he's a veteran. I have a lot of respect for veterans. I'm a veteran. Guy Shea's a veteran. Grandpa Al's a veteran. Once you sign up to give your life for the country, if that's necessary, you enter a new level of honor in my book. And I don't care what country you're from. Andrew knows. He served. You've done something there. You've told me and proven to me that there's something bigger than you that might need you to spend your life on it. And that's kind of that's a bold move. And it's for the right reason, in my opinion. Because if you didn't have honorable people like Andrew and Guy and Grandpa Al and me stepping up to the plate to say, here's my life. If you have to spend it, go ahead. We'll do it for our country. If you didn't have those people, then every dictator that could gather up 30 or 40 to join his group would just be marauding, taking over countries at will. There's a reason that countries kind of have borders now and established governments, and not a lot of territory taking anymore going on in wars. We are willing to defend our countries. We have our borders there. And I've been accused before, especially when I was younger, of being like ultra-nationalist. Yeah, I've always loved America. It's not so much what it is right now. Like, I don't always like the twists and turns it takes. But it's our twist and turns, and it's the red, white, and blue twist and turns, and I feel that. I'm happy to be on this boat in this ocean, this American boat, and I guess really what it comes down to is I remember how America started. I remember why it got started, and it's one of the most beautiful stories of the beginning of a country that there is. For the people. What an amazing concept. And yeah, now we take the corporate dicks in our asses, but we can change that. We can do that with laws and organizations, but we don't. People tend to just not care enough. They've got other things to worry about. Yeah, they care, maybe even enough to yell about it on a radio show for an hour, and then they're done. They're not going to. What are they going to do? Send a letter? Get on Facebook and start a page? Let's change this law. Let's change this amendment. Let's change the Bill of Rights. Let's fortify our Constitution. No, that's too much work for something that might not pay off. It's a lot like being an author. To be an author, you put a shitload of work into writing a novel and editing and editing. And you spend I don't know, I'm not going to put a number on it. Let's say 20% of your time writing, 80% editing. And then you put it out there, and you might not get many sales. And the question is, what a gamble that was. Did you think you were, what were you going to do? You're going to break records? I did my books for the same reason I do my radio show, and I'm going to let you figure that out for yourself. Thank you, Wes Johnson, for employing your absolutely amazing voice acting abilities in order to support my show. And let me just say up front that Wes Johnson does not necessarily agree with anything I say on this show. He's not in that business. He does voiceovers for a lot of people. So don't try to pin some sort of political view that I have on Wes Johnson. He's his own man. You got a question about his political views, you ask him. It's just that we have a certain respect for each other, if for no other reason than we have the capitals in common and veteran status. That's where our union is. We also happen to like the same types of video games and some of the same types of humor. So he actually does stand-up comedy now. He's really good at it too. If you ever saw the movie A Low Down Dirty Shame, you remember the fat guy? That was Wes. Yep. Yep, that was Wes. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the shot room. When I went to a hospital, my fake friend said, "You will be fine." The real ones said, "Whatever happens to you, you're strong and you'll be able to deal with it." Good point. Good point. Okay, you're trying a new option on surgical last result. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid war is a racket. Sometimes war really is necessary, but you have to remember that the military-industrial complex in every country, the support businesses that create the machines and goods of war, they need money too. That, they're looking to make a buck, so they like it when you go to war. That's just every country. That's the way it's going to be. In America, it's a huge problem, and we're not doing a lot to change it, are we? Not really. That 20% we're putting into defense, so much of that going to black projects, half of it. Well, actually, it's about 10% of the 20%. So, of our entire budget going into projects we have no way to track, and they're telling you trust us, national defense. That's not good enough for me. I think we need to do something about that. Our military is far too large right now. And we could spend that money on infrastructure and education, and we need to. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Hey, Pimp Hat, what? I'm here to fuck up shit. Go ahead, man. Have fun. Yep. I was talking shit earlier. If you're talking about that fat, retarded Mexican, yeah, I was fucking with him. He's a whore. But yeah, you can fuck up my show. Go ahead. Barco comes in and fucks it up all the time. He has a right to now. He's earned his right to do that. So, this is an appreciation show, and I have to make sure to try to stick to that theme. So I've thanked Barco for what he did for me. I have thanked Wes Johnson for what he has done for me and continues to do for me. And no, I'm not at that address, Pimp Pat, but if you want my actual address, Tell you what, just come on out to